Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
I'm Sam.
Isaac.
This is Drop Motorsports.
This is Barney.
What's up, guys? Another week here at Drop Motorsports. This week we're back at it with working on the turbo Civic here. Gonna be making the exhaust. It's not really making anything because we already made it for the last turbo. All I gotta do is cut the flange off, and I already cut the flange off here, the old flange. 5-bolt. My new turbo is a 4-bolt flange, so all I gotta do is tack this up here with our new welder and
Yep, new welder we got.
then take it off, weld it all the way around, and then I gotta get Allen key bolts like this right here. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of black, but if you don't have too much space for a bolt, you get that. And there's not gonna be a whole lot of space in there once I lay a bead. So
Yep, so we'll get that going, and who knows what else we get into this week.
right, a whole bunch of shenanigans hopefully.
Yep. Alright, see you later.
So I got this flange all tacked up here. It's pretty crude, but it'll work. Gotta fill a pretty big gap there, but
Let's see the gap. Definitely fillable.
definitely fillable with our new welder. This thing is mint. Love it.
Disrespecting it, just putting it on the ground like that. Why is that
I
thing?
don't like that. You turn it on with that. So I don't really know where I left off.
Isaac's really nervous right now, it's okay.
Sure. But I got everything ran. I got turbo put on for good. Good. It'll probably come off eventually. Got the oil line on and the return. That's all welded up to the best of my abilities with the major gap there was in there. Got my Ghetto boost controller on here. That's 6 pounds. I just broke it. You pull the plug out and it's 10 pounds, but now I'm gonna need a new one because I just broke it. But yeah. Now she just needs fluids and the intercooler and we're good to go.
So I got the tool cart all put together. Looks just like Isaac's red one, it's just black. I got my new job about 3 weeks ago. Isaac starts out there on Monday, so he's gonna bring this in the truck and we go out there. Continuing with working on the Civic. What did you just do, Isaac?
I welded up, well, we had these tabs welded on there before, this one and this one, but they were just with the Ghetto stick welder.
Yeah.
This one supports my core support and that one's for my radiator. So decided to weld them on there a little bit better because the radiator support one fell off and the other one was zip tied on.
You just wanted to use the welder.
Yeah, I just wanted to use the welder. They're Ghetto welded on there because I'm not the best welder in the world, but they're on there. They ain't going nowhere. And that's the point. Alright, so I got all the fluids in it. radiator back on. Oil's in it, trans fluid is in it. I don't have the intercooler piping on yet, but we're gonna fire her up just to see if she runs and everything's plugged in.
I bet it's in gear. That'd be sick. Alright, here we go. The flicking switches in there. What? We forgot something? A wire to the starter? Possibly? Just arcing off of the car somewhere? Oh. Third time's the charm. Cheerio. Flick the switches. Hit the button. You're knocking.
That sound of that ball bearing turbo. Sounds pretty good to me.
Want a race? I thought you tried to put the cap on it. Alright, that's it for me for the night. You gonna record any more tonight, Isaac?
No, I am out of here for tonight. Tomorrow we're probably gonna put the front end on this hoe. Well, get back to filming tomorrow.
Yep. We're back, and Isaac's over there working on the Civic. I got a little problem with the black Integra, the murder takey. It's been dying a lot lately, and I found out it was just because my amp was staying on all the time, so I just cut my remote wire here. I'm gonna extend them both, put a switch somewhere up in here. I'm about to take this panel off, find a good spot for a switch.
I told him his amp was on 3 days ago. He just didn't want to listen.
I didn't want to believe it. But that's what it is, so I'm gonna do that. Hope the problem goes away. Then we'll be putting this rest of the Civic back together tonight, probably.
And this is why we measure twice. Measure twice and cut once. I'm just gonna waller this hole out a little bit bigger because even with one of these Allen key bolts, it doesn't want to sit flat on there. You can see it's at an angle, and it's got to be straight. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. We'll make it work.
So I decided I was gonna try to put my switch in this little flip out thing, but there's just not room for it. It's too big. So I'm just gonna put it about right here, which is on my left knee pretty much. Throw that in. Alright, I got it figured out what I'm gonna do. Pretty much done here. Well, I had to cut my remote wire and extend it, and I did end up getting a button from Isaac that fits right in there. Cut all this out so the wires fit when it's open, but it wasn't too bad. It looks pretty nice in there. Nobody will see it ever, but it's out of the way. Alright, I'm all done. Fits in there nice. It's actually pushed out right now. Push it back in. Spin it so it locks in. Done deal. More dead battery, hopefully.
Alright, I didn't film it because I didn't have a camera, but I got my turbo. I had to cut it all off and re-weld it because this bolt right there, which is pretty much touching now, it wasn't really cooperating, so I had to cut it off and weld it so that would be touching because there's no other way to do it. But I'm gonna start throwing this front end back on. Get back to it when I got the core support back on. And that's that for the core support. Pretty simple. Couple bolts, couple self tappers because I dropped the car on a jack and it just ripped it out. Now I want to put the headlights on. Well, I'm probably going to do the intercooler piping just so I can get all that mocked up first. See how I'm going to have to make my mounts here because I didn't have any mounts made from before. Alright, so the only reason I ordered all that random intercooler piping is because with my old setup, you could see this pipe here sat like down here. It was scraping the ground and it stuck out a lot. You could obviously tell, and that's the only reason I painted my intercooler black so you don't see it through the bumper. Kind of sleeperish even though it's loud as hell. But with this new smaller turbo, sits pretty much flush there with the exhaust and the oil pan. So I'm just going to send it. Alright, so I got the core support all back on, intercooler back on, put the headlights in because that was super simple. Yes, the intercooler is tilted a little bit, and yes, it's just zip tied on for now. I didn't have any flat stock to make mounts, and it's crooked so it'll fit. Other than that, all I gotta do is throw the bumper on, hook up the blow off valve and the air intake temperature sensor, I believe that is. Throw the rainage tray back on, get a new boost controller, and this should be a done and running vehicle. Alright, so I really don't know where I left off, but it's all back together, strut bar back on, made an intake, and then I moved the fan to the front so my intake would fit back there. This is just what I did today. That's why I don't remember where I left off. It was a couple days ago. But right now I'm riding a struggle bus to Pissed Off Town on this wideband sensor. I don't know if it's shot or what, but it worked for a second and then went straight to 22. They can't be running that lean, so I'm guessing the sensor's bad. So I'm just going to try to calibrate it a couple more times, clean it off, and see where we're at. So I really don't want to buy a new one. So I got the front bumper back on. Now all I got to do is bleed the coolant and get updated tabs for it. And I'm guessing I need a new O2 sensor or wideband sensor because it's not reading right. So I'm gonna just order a new sensor first, and then if that's not it, get a whole new gauge. But I'm pretty sure it's just the sensor because it doesn't even read on my laptop. But it runs. If I bleed the coolant, it would drive. Got air in that back tire, which is leaking. I don't know why. I need new front tires, and this shit should be back on the road. Alright, that's it for this week of Drop Motorsports. Civic's all good to go. Next week, hopefully, we'll be able to rip her, and we're going to show you what's going on with this Ford F-150 here.
And I got some new rims for the Corolla too, so I'll show you that.
Yep. Stay tuned for next week. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later. Thanks for watching.
Turbo